His so-called crime? Taking out a known Afghanistan bomb maker and member of the Taliban.
Major Matthew Goldstein admitted that happened in talking to our own Brett Baer in 2016.
Did you kill the Taliban bomb maker?
Yes.
Willingly offered up these details
Right.
at the CIA, right?
That's correct.
And that's where it all started.
Pretty much.
It was after the Brett Baer interview that they did reopen the investigation. The Army's known about these allegations since 2011, and they were investigated thoroughly, and they were disposed of.
Now they're basically bringing charges against him, and he could face the death penalty.
President Trump weighing in on the case of a decorated war hero charged with murder. The president tweeting, quote, "At the request of many, I will be reviewing the case of a U.S. military hero, Major Matt Goldstein."
A March hearing has been set in the case for Major Matthew Goldstein. Until then, he has been restricted to Fort Bragg. But this morning, he joins us for an exclusive. What is the lightest charge you would face?
There's only one charge, and that's premeditated murder, and that carries with it a minimum of life in prison.
It's a maximum of a death penalty.
Yes.
Minimum of life in prison.
Routine combat actions are now being characterized as murder.
Well, we put that together to make sure you're up to speed on the case. The man going from military hero to enemy of the state. This week, the Army announcing they will take their case against Major Goldstein to trial by court-martial at a yet-to-be-determined date, saying this, and I quote, U.S. Army Special Operations Command adheres to the Uniform Code of Military Justice, which safeguards the rights of the accused and serves the interests of justice. U.S. Army Special Operations Command has no additional comments at this time. Well, here was someone who does, is Major Goldstein's wife, Julie Goldstein. Julie, thank you for joining us. You saw the clip we played at the beginning to get people updated. What's the status right now?
Just as you said, we found out on Wednesday that we will, in fact, be headed to a court-martial for premeditated murder. We saw that on the paperwork that General Badet actually referred this to court-martial and picked the jury the same day over a month ago. So, we just found out about it this week.
And it was ultimately, it was directed by Army Chief of Staff General Milley to take action against Matt in the summer of 2018. So you're saying it feels like they're lining it all up against Matt in order to get a prosecution?
Absolutely. This has started from the top. They are now, they put out these statements about having new evidence, which they do not. There's nothing that was not already considered by the Board of Inquiry in 2015 in which Matt was cleared. And they are hiding behind this claim of new evidence to hide their unlawful command influence. Milley directed Generals Tovo and Badet to take action on Matt, and that's why he was recalled to Bragg. It really, they talk about these safeguards for Matt. Those are very hollow words, and I'm sure that those words about safeguarding Matt's rights help those people sleep at night, but they are hollow, and they are salt in the wounds, and a very painful open wound, because anybody who wants to talk about Matt's rights being protected is welcome to come spend some time with us, and they can see exactly what's going on, because there is no one looking out for Matt's rights,
so, Julie,
including the lieutenant commander who charged Matt, and that Matt has to report to every day at 9 and 4 for the good order and discipline, and for that we are separated as a family. This reeks of corruption and opportunism.
So, Julie, you say there's no new evidence. He's already been stripped of his Special Forces tab and of a Silver Star he earned for heroism on the battlefield. He admitted to this as part of what went on in combat, and yet they're going forward to court-martial. Do you think it is ultimately people with careers, prosecutors, who say, I need a scalp? That's what this is about.
There are so many sinister actors at play, and I am heartbroken as Matt's wife and a mother and an American that this is how we treat somebody who put himself in such grave danger to make sure that his men came home to protect the Afghan civilian population. It is from the top down. Everybody who is involved has something to gain from this. The Lieutenant Commander, Todd Sunday, who is our tormentor and captor, he has been in the job of a captain, 2 pay grades below where he should be, for 3 years. And he's getting a battalion command after this. The prosecutors have deferred their required career courses to get promoted to do this case. The CID agents who one was court-martialed 2 weeks ago for making false statements and stolen valor. The other, we just found out, who worked the case with him, has also been kicked out of CID for his criminal behavior. I forwarded I know you guys have the piece of, I won't even say evidence, the document that was sent where the Army is finally acknowledging after 7.5 years that this whole thing that started this was an agent, and they say mischaracterized. He lied and put his words in Matt's mouth about something that never happened in Afghanistan. This is not about truth. This is not about justice. And this is not about what happened or didn't happen in Afghanistan. This is about destroying my husband and my family.
Julie, we've reached out to the Army. They say no further comment. You talk about the entire chain of command. The Commander-in-Chief has weighed in the past, saying he will review this case. Any hope that the President may step in on this?
At this point, I think that is our only hope, because it needs civilian intervention. We can't.
Feels like the system is rigged.
It is absolutely rigged. It is rigged. The jury pool has already been selected. It is rigged. The same people who are making the accusations are the people who control this fair, just process. This would never fly in the civilian world. Never.
And yet we're doing it to a warfighter. Julie, we have to leave it right there. We're up against a hard break. We appreciate your passion. Our thoughts are with Matt. Keep fighting.
Thank you.
You got it. All right. Well.